Did have the opportunity to speak with Congressman Tim Burchett from Tennessee the other day. Check it out. All right, our next guest is the congressman from the great state of Tennessee who, with his very calm demeanor and really funny takes on things, told CNN's Kate Bolduan that she and other CNN hosts need to look within, and here's why he said that. Watch.
By playing the words of the president in order to bring about conversation with an elected member of Congress. That's not trying to stir, that's trying to have conversation. And that's trying to ask you what you thought about it, rather than have you come back and attack me about it.
Well, ma'am, I'm not attacking you. I'm just letting you know that you all need to look within at CNN if you want to continue down this path, because clearly your ratings show that, and the conservative movement is showing that they're not watching you because of that. If you all truly had some objective reporting instead of constantly attacking conservatives and Republicans, then there would be a change, I think. But there's not going to be a change. You all don't want to change down deep. Maybe you do, ma'am, but I dare say that the vast majority of your colleagues do not. They do not come from the conservative spectrum. They see this as just as a Republican type situation, and it is absolutely not. You're seeing as much or more on the left than you are from the right.
Congressman, let's bring in Congressman Tim Burchett, who's with us right now. Congressman, give us a little bit of the context, the backstory before that went down. What was she so, I guess, defensive about?
They were attacking President Trump, because he was going after the left wing. I mean, here's a guy who's been shot once, tried to be assassinated twice. We've had Steve Scalise and they had a Republican hunting list, and it took us 5 years to get the FBI to put it on as a political assassination attempt. They just said it was some random act of violence kind of thing, like this guy just showed up at the baseball practice and started shooting at people. And I just talked about how it's just ingrained. It's ingrained in our federal government. It's ingrained in CNN. And then I explained to her that. And for CNN, like ABC the other night was saying how, it was like what the guy say, it was kind of sweet, the conversation that the assassin of Charlie Kirk and his transgendered lover were having. What's next? Ava Braun and Adolf Hitler's love notes are sweet. Look, all they're trying to do is humanize these demons, and we got to stop it. We've got to stop it, and they've got to stop it. They are at the cause of this. The media is at the cause of this. They're the ones putting this garbage out. And I said, yet you keep putting it out. If it's so bad what Trump says, then why do you keep reprinting it time after time? MSNBC, hundreds of times in the last few months, they called Trump a fascist. That's just that's a dog whistle, man. That's all that's doing is trying to incite the left and further, go after us. And so I've had it. We need to take the gloves off. I'm tired of these guys in my party always talking about compromise. The only time the Democrats talk compromise is we're in the minority. And now we're in the majority. We ought to start acting like it, brother. We ought to start acting like it.
You're so right, sir. We found out that these hosts are saying, and they're really freaked out about Trump saying he's going to look into these left-wing, these media, these groups that were maybe funding some of the hate or certainly some of the rhetoric that's been going around. But we found out just recently, the FBI director, Kash Patel, tells us that under Biden, Biden instructed the DOJ to look into right-leaning groups, and TPUSA was one of those groups. So this whole idea of their outrage that Trump could suggest that he was going to look into some of these left-wing groups and see if there's any sort of domestic terror cells going on within them is insane. They do the exact same thing, and then they want to point the finger at Trump and at you guys. And one more thing, Ilhan Omar may be under a censorship vote if the speaker decides to bring it up, for blaming Charlie Kirk for his own suicide or his own assassination because of his words, is what she said. And then you have Jasmine Crockett saying Charlie Kirk would still be here if it wasn't for assault rifles. Well, I got news for Jazzy. Had nothing to do with assault rifles, because the shooter used a hunting rifle or a range rifle, not an assault rifle. They don't even know what the hell they're talking about, sir. Sorry.
They don't know what they're talking about. It was a Mauser. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I've listened to this garbage all along. They want to outlaw shotguns. It's pathetic. They've got no sense of what's going on in the world. All they do is they get a talking point from the DNC, and then they spread it out, and that's all they're doing right now. And it's not working. Obviously, their numbers. The best friend they've got right now is the Republican Party, because I don't think we can get out of our own way. But hopefully, America sees what's behind this, and our leadership gets their butts in gear.
Okay, Congressman, we had a little bit of a crunch for time. Apologize. Well, thank you so much for bringing this to us, and we're going to stay on it with you, and we'll have you back very, very soon. Congressman Tim Burchett, thank you so much.
Thank you, brother. Keep at it.
All right. And we played that because we had started the interview, and Trump came on, so we had to take the Trump moment there, so we played it. But it still lasts, and he's very right. He's very right. The best friends the Democrats have right now are the Republicans, because they can't get their act together. They really need to get your crap together, guys. Get it together now. You got, 15 more months till midterm elections? You got to keep Trump with the House and the Senate guaranteed for the next 15 months. You got to keep your stuff together and get everything done you possibly can. You have no idea what's going to happen in 26. I hope it stays all Republican, but if it's not, he's going to be a lame duck. You don't want that for the last 2 years of his second term presidency. Eric Swalwell doubled down on the Nazi rhetoric, comparing President Trump to Hitler. Yet again, this clown just does not learn. Watch.
Donald Trump is America's Hitler.
He just said that. Literally, the bullet casing from that Tyler guy in Utah said, "Hey, fascist, catch the bullet." Catch the bullet, meaning he was going to kill him. And to have this rhetoric, this fascist rhetoric, this ridiculous Hitler, Nazi stuff going, white supremacists, you are the reason, Swalwell. You are the reason that these lunatic, drugged up, trans whatevers are picking up guns and killing people that they listen to you call Trump Hitler, or people who support America first, Nazis. We're all targets because of that stupid rhetoric. You want to unite? You tone down the rhetoric. I don't think we should yet. Sorry. More from Swalwell, who thinks that Republicans are turning their backs on FBI Director Kash Patel, another baseless claim that he has single-handedly tried to ignite. Listen to it.
You know what I found interesting, Lawrence, talking to Republicans, is that they also think privately that Patel is not up for the job. And not just because he screwed up the Charlie Kirk investigation. It's not just because he refuses to release the Epstein tapes. As one Republican told me, I just don't feel safe with this guy. And if you look at his testimony, particularly what you just played there, and the way he conducted himself yesterday in front of the Senate, this person is not someone who's going to keep anyone from harm. And you look at him and you think, this guy's unhinged. And he doesn't see his duty as protecting us from harm. He is just protecting himself from Donald Trump.
It's the common divide and conquer. So he sparks up, Swalwell sparks up this debate saying, oh, I talked to a Republican. This guy said, I don't feel safe. Well, who was that, Swalwell? Are you lying? I mean, you lied about Fang, the little Chinese spy that you were sleeping with. Remember that? You lied about that. You were both married. She was married. You were married. But I'm sure she got some good information out of you. The rhetoric from the left continues to get nastier and nastier. These deranged people are saying whatever they want. They never stop to think about the impact of their words. Well, here's one of those Soros-backed Philly District Attorney, Larry Krasner, who's calling Trump a fascist because he can.
Question was raised whether it was necessary to compare the MAGA movement to fascists.
It's 100% necessary. My father volunteered and served in World War II. Half of my family tree is gone. And it's gone because of Nazis, and it's gone because of fascists.
It's probably a good time to say that I don't think it should be illegal to call someone a fascist. I just want you to understand, Democrats, when you keep doing this, you're going to be the reason, you're going to be the root cause for some of these shooters. Just understand where it's coming from. Hey, fascist, catch on the bullet from Tyler Robinson through Charlie Kirk's neck. Hey, fascist, catch, okay? Do you hear it, see the pattern, and you want to keep doing it? Go ahead and do it. But just understand, blood is on your hands. I agree. We have a First Amendment protecting a lot of speech. That's not speech that necessarily is going to get the whole public in trouble, but it certainly is not speech that we want them to continue because people on the right are being killed over it. Congressman Maxwell Frost took a page from Krasner's book, echoing his fascist comments almost word for word. The Democrats are sticking by the playbook no matter what. Here's Frost talking about Republicans and Trump.
Donald Trump doesn't want a democracy. He wants a throne, and his cronies are clearing the way. The president and his lapdogs here in the United States Congress, the vice president, the FCC chair, the attorney general, secretary of state, and congressional Republicans are implementing a dangerous agenda to punish their opposition. Fascism is not on the way, it is here. The First Amendment is how generations of Americans, from civil rights activists to labor organizers, American worker, LGBTQ plus activists, have fought for progress, and it is our power.
Okay, all right. I'm done with these lunatic Democrats. We'll be back 2.5 minutes. Are you nervous? Are you scared?
You know, I wasn't until probably the last 3 months when I was diagnosed a year and a half ago. My symptoms were very minor, very minor. And I think compared to other people who are later in the disease, they're still minor. But, you know, you just mentioned that I noticed that my dexterity in my right hand, even with medication, is still suspect at best, like writing, doing something tedious like got a screwdriver. I always have to use my left hand to help guide, and that's even with the medicine. That wasn't the case at first. So, yeah, it was kind of an aha moment when I noticed that the symptoms had gotten a little worse for not responding to medication. Because my main doctor, I think the world of St. Wendell said, it's going to progress. How much?
So the reason why I wanted to do that, I want to show you that because I need you to go. Yesterday you did amazing. I put this up yesterday, it came out, but 500 new subscribers on YouTube. Do it. Eric Bolling, The Edge on YouTube. Subscribe for me. All you people watching right now, subscribe. Killing it. Brett Favre was just opening up about the Parkinson's that he's been diagnosed with and how he's dealing with it. One of the best quarterbacks ever to walk the earth. Edge, folks, go ahead and subscribe. We'll be back 2.5 minutes.